Welcome to the show with Jay and me, just a couple of old dudes. I don't really feel that old, though. Sometimes I feel old, sometimes I don't. How old do you feel, Jay, in dog years?
In dog years? Ooh, 137? Actually, oh. I don't. In my mind, in my head brain, in my I feel, I still feel young.
Fecal matter?
Like in my feet, no. not in my fecal matter, sir.
Sorry.
But in my attitude, I feel young. I feel still like I'm a youngin'. I feel, hip and with it. But just by expressing the way what I just did,
I'm hip. I'm cool.
But I will say that I'm feeling older these days, not just because my body hurts all the time.
I'm sorry.
But it's because I realize, oh my God, I actually am getting old because I'm having a hard time keeping up with technology, things that people say now that I don't know anymore. I was usually I was pretty hip to that stuff. Now my hip just hurts. See what I did there?
Yeah. Well, here's an article with a collection of things people said that made the writer feel old or realize how old they are. And it happens a lot at work, where I work with some pretty young, well, they're not pretty, they're fairly young, really young people. And so, although when I look at people who are our age from previous generations, I remember we did a round on how people in the 70s who are our age looked like they were 30 years older than we are.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of in that middle part where I don't feel old, but sometimes I think the kids try to make me feel that way.
Well, and then when somebody calls me sir, I'm like, it's almost like they insulted my mother, because I'm like, don't you call me sir?
I'm not old enough to be a sir.
You young little whippersnapper.
Punk.
You little punk ass kid.
Young punk going around calling everybody sir.
Calling me sir, you some bitch.
Well, how would this quote make you feel, Jay?
Okay.
When you're excited by kitchen gadgets, don't you dare take the joy from the pasta maker add-on to my KitchenAid mixer.
I do like gadgets, kitchen and gadgets. I love my blender. It gets a lot of use, although I think I need a new blender.
Does it really blend the stuff up?
Sure.
Does it mix it in real?
It mix it in real good, like.
Good.
Yeah. I love those kind of kitchen gadgets. I love lamp. I think that was a different round.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you like your kitchen gadgets?
I really don't care. I guess I like our toaster oven thing because I don't have to use a microwave. I hate microwaving things, and I like frying things, and it's better to fry them with air. But yeah, other than that, I don't care about gadgets.
Well, I have one thing that I do love. My wife got me a new one recently, but she got me this little omelet pan. So it's very nonstick. So it's awesome when I make omelets. It doesn't stick. And it's fun. And it makes me very happy, Shayne. Well, there's one that I saw that I'm skipping around on this because
skipping around. Okay,
we're
skipping around now. I guess. Okay.
But I like this one. This is when I had to ask, "What the fuck is a Riz?" To which I ask, "What the fuck is a Riz?" Do you know? I usually know some things, but I don't know what a Riz is. Is a Riz doll, or is that you Riz somebody? Like, hey,
does it really say a Riz?
Yeah, what the fuck is a Riz?
Say a Riz.
So do you know what Riz is?
Yeah, Riz. Riz is pretty much short for charisma.
Oh,
so it pretty much means charisma.
So you probably know.
Coolness.
You're probably familiar with some of these new words that kids say since your daughter is a teenage daughter. So it's probably you're able to understand a little bit more than It's I have a dog and he doesn't use much of that slang.
And I work with a bunch of guys in their 20s, so I hear a lot there too. Slay.
Slay, yes. I think that one's about. Has that one gone though? Has it become sort of old now? Slay.
Maybe. Well, maybe it's moved up.
Maybe
in the age bracket, because I'm starting to hear it more. Like I've heard it at work now several times.
Okay.
So that's going to be a little older, mid-20s, upper 30s crowd.
Yeah.
Versus the kids saying it.
So what's the status of shiznit? Is that still?
Is that old? Probably pretty old. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Faux shizzle.
Yeah, faux shizzle. What else you got?
All right, I'm just throwing them out there. I'm from the Netherlands, and we have two different words for you. We say jij, if I'm pronouncing that right, Jij, to someone who is younger than you or equal to your age in informal settings. We say you to people who are older and in formal settings. Suddenly, younger people in restaurants or stores say you to me. That's when I realized I'm getting old. That's like you were saying off pod earlier, or was it on pod when you said, oh no, I was on pod when you were talking about people calling you sir.
Call me sir. Yeah. I'd rather them call me sir than ma'am, but whatever. And that's the thing also is you have to be careful because I don't know about you, Shayne, but I grew up sort of as a Southern gentleman with the manners and all that. And I've always said, yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And now I'm afraid to say those things because people may not identify as male or female or even human for that matter.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I'm very careful I'm very careful now when I say, thank you, ma'am, or thank you. Well, thank you, sir. I don't give a shit, but thank you, ma'am. But I am. I'm very careful. I'm like, thank you, you. But
thank you, you. Now we just found out that you can't say you. You're telling people they're old.
Yeah.
You got to say thank
you. Said, I think we should just do what you said. Just people start using y'all.
Thanks, y'all. Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
I think a good solution is in the Dark Tower series where everybody says, if they're showing respect, they say sigh. And they say it for males and females or anybody. They'll say, thank you, sigh, no sigh. And it sounds closer to sir, but it's kind of the gender neutral. I can't say neutral.
Neutral.
Okay. Term of respect. And actually, I do have a little bit more insight on sir after this toast. It's time for a toast, believe it or not.
Okay. Well, believe it or not,
it's time for a toast. I never thought I would drink so much.
So, Shayne, I am drinking a Guinness right now.
Very good, very good.
What's left of a Guinness. And
there is not much left. There's barely enough left to toast.
Yeah. But this is a toast that I would like to attribute with our dear friend, Sir Brother Brian Bilta.
Thank you, sir.
He came up with this toast and I thought it was quite genius. And it goes a little something like this. If God is for us, who could be against us? Cheers.
Cheers. Now, did he say that while you were in Ireland?
I believe he did, sir. I believe he did.
Very good.
We were on the Emerald Isle, sir. Emerald Isle. That is 2 aisles over from Home Goods in the Target. It's on the Emerald Isle.
Oh, okay. Would that be the green one?
Yes, that'd be the green one. So what were you saying before we were so rudely interrupted by the toast?
By the toast. Well, from Taekwondo, we had to call higher belts, sir and ma'am. So it was there. I got used to, there was a 12-year-old kid who was a black belt. I'd have to call her ma'am and sir, or, call her ma'am, call him sir. And I got used to hearing it from everybody because even as I was a younger belt, being an adult, I heard it all the time. And the kids would get in trouble if they didn't say sir to me.
Wow.
And it seems like, I don't want to say a lot of the circles I run in, but a lot of the situations I'm in, it's generally people older than me who
Generally,
who still have politeness and will refer to me as sir.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. It's like me saying sir. I mean, I say sir and ma'am to people younger than me. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Again, I'm careful about it because, I don't want to insult anybody's psyche. But
psyche.
So I've got one. This one I can totally identify with because I'm thinking of a tattoo that I have. And in this one, it says, I have body piercings that are old enough to drink. I think this tattoo can vote.
Oh, wow.
My JTCB or the TCB tattoo.
Is it that old? Really?
Yeah, I got it. I got it probably early on in my marriage. So yeah, it's probably been 18 years.
Oh yeah, I guess mine would be pretty old too. I need to do some quick math. Jay, what is 2024 minus 1,996? 28.
Oh, that's 28 years.
So my tattoo's 28 years old.
Holy psychologically challenged. What?
Holy psychity wikety. I don't know what I'm saying.
Isn't that crazy though? That's nuts.
All right. So how about when you are entering your date of birth in some online thing and you have to scroll way, way down to get
I hate that.
To the 1960s.
Yes. We've got that at one of the doctor's office I go to. When you check in on a screen, you have to pick your birth date, your year. So I'm doing the scrolling up. And then I'm like, okay, 60. All right, yeah, okay, 60. Now I got to go back up a little bit. No, not 74. Got to go down. But yeah, it's that one. Or when you're doing a survey or something and it asks you the age bracket you fall in. And I'm like, man, mine's a lot lower down there now.
Yes. Wait, I'm about to have to click. There's about to be a 60 involved in that checkbox. There's about to be a 6 up there.
That's crazy. It's crazy talk. There's another one, and this one, I say this a lot about. I've actually said this for years, so maybe I've been old for years, but it says, I turned on the Grammy Awards this year and I had no clue who the majority of the performers were. Years ago, I knew them all, and I can relate to that so much. I know a lot of them, but I'm like, who the hell is this? I saw a billboard the other day for someone coming to either Choctaw or Windstar, and I'm, who the hell is this guy? Never even heard of it. It's like Jerry Steinfeld? Jerry Steinfeld?
Jerry Seinfeld?
No, it was like someone I never heard of. I'm all hearing all in the especially in the world of hip hop, and you hear now you've got artists like One-Eyed Joe. Who's that? Big Limp. Who's that? I'm just making that up.
Big One-Eyed Joe. Big Limp.
Nasty Daddy.
All these rappers you're naming sound very Southern for some reason.
Yeah.
Big
yeah. That's true. Yet but then there's a guy that's not a rapper. He's a country artist, but Jelly Roll. That doesn't sound like a country singer. That sounds like either a blues artist or something that tastes quite delicious.
A lover of pastries.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I would guess blues if I were to guess Jelly Roll. How about when you hear a song, like maybe a song from high school or something, and then it's on the oldies station? All right.
Yeah.
I have an issue with that. I don't know how they classify those things, but oldies should be like 50s and 60s music. Classic rock
70s and 80s.
Late 60s, 70s, maybe early 80s. I don't think U2, and it's been U2 has been played on our local classic rock station for a long time. And I don't think U2 should be considered classic rock.
Yeah.
I think those names should be based on the year they came out, not how old they are, which I know is a different topic, but.
Well, I mean, but that's true. I was like, so what would you consider the music of the mid to late 80s and 90s and beyond? I mean, how do you categorize that? Yeah, some of the music of the 90s, some of the music in the 90s I would refer to as rap rock. Maybe, yeah. Maybe even some of the early 2000s, but the 80s had a lot of great music, I thought. But that's because we grew up in the 80s. You know, we were in high school and stuff in the 80s, but so I'm sure people who were in high school in the 90s or the 2000s feel the same way about their music. But what do I know? I'm just a poor, helpless shit farmer from Eskimo Bay, Georgia. Sorry.
Poor, helpless shit farmer. Jay, what does a shit farmer use for fertilizer?
Well, I'll tell you.
It's its own manure. That joke just made me feel old because it sounded like something an old person would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to your point, did you get when you talked about the classic rock, were you talking about the one number 21? It said a song from my youth plays on the radio and the DJ calls it a classic or an oldie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So here's one, and I can totally relate this when I start acting like my parents and wanted to stay home rather than go out to parties or go out. I'm a homebody. I like going out and hanging out with my friends, but I also really love staying at home.
I love going out, but I can't drink as much as I used to because I get really bad hangovers now. And then my eyes get tired, and my eyes are weird because, the reason I don't need bifocals is because one eye can see far away pretty well, and one eye can see up close pretty well. But then sometimes there's like a space in the middle where it's hard for me to focus, especially when my eyes get tired at night. So I keep having to, if I'm having a conversation with someone late, I'll keep having to look away and then back at them because I can't, it's hard for me to focus.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is why I
really interesting.
I like when it's that night when it was the four of us hanging out and I was able to switch the conversation between you and Tim and JR. My eyes didn't get as tired because I was able to constantly change where I was.
That's
focusing.
A good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I
got one. This one says my knees crack when I get up. Also, I do a weird dad groan when I go to stand. Now this is me. Like I've been doing this for a little while though. I'll get up and I'll feel a ping, and I'm like oof, or I'll sit down. And I'm tired. I'm like. And I'll make all these weird, just odd sounds. I'm like, what are those sounds coming out of my mouth? What do they mean? Why am I doing it? Oof is a big one for me. I say oof a lot for some reason.
I don't do those, but there are times when I will try to walk quietly around the house and I can't because my ankles will pop.
Mine too. Recently, one of my knees has started making it's not even making a pop sound, but it's like it's double jointed. And I'm like, ooh, that's a new one. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's probably not good.
When did it start bending that way? That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun list.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Or do I? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, Jay,
I got one last one though. Pretty funny. And I thought about this a long time ago, actually. because, you know, my dad was always really into sports. He loved baseball. He loved football. And now thinking, I always used to think the professional athletes, they're so much older than I am. Now they're all like so much younger than I am. And they're
like
old.
Right out of
like
college.
They're old now when they're in their 30s. I'm like, oh, I remember my 30s. Wow, man. But yeah. So who started the boat? Did
was
I start
me.
Oh, okay.
I started it. You got to land this plane. Land the plane. Land the plane.
Okay, I'm going to land the plane on the boat is what I'm going to do. But what I would love for you, dear listener, to do is continue to tune in, turn up, and listen to this lovely little podcast that we do for you every Thursday. And why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we like you.
Aww.
And also we like to hear ourselves. And I think that's the most
that's
honest reason I could possibly
Let's be honest.
think of. Let's be honest. But we do hope you like what you hear. Send us your questions, your comments, your suggestions, your ideas.
Favorite photo.
Your favorite.
Don't send
photo.
that.
Don't do that. Your toasts, you know, whatever, you know. But and you can be a patron if you want. We'd love that. Right now we're up to how many patrons, Shayne?
Let me see. 2.
Wow, man. See, we've really cranked it up these days. So, and I just want to thank you two lovely patrons for continuing to patronize us. Is that the way you say it? I'm not sure.
It works in this case.
Yeah, but we do appreciate it. We appreciate you, dear listener. So please come back next Tuesday and realize you're a little early and then wait and comes back again on Thursday. And turn in to your favorite streaming device and listen to another exciting round of Beer